Erev Shabbat Shalom Rabotai. We are continuing with our Mishna Yomi Masechet Nedarim. We're up to Perek Daled Mishnah Hey. Today's Mishnayot should be Leilu Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbayev Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelo ben Chana bat Miriam Menuchatam began Eden Amen and Leavdil ben Chaim Lechaim v'Refua Shelemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa Betoch Shah Chulei Israel. Every seventh year is known as Shemitah, the sabbatical year. During this year, it is forbidden to do most farming work in Eretz Israel, and all produce that grows there is considered ownerless hefker, and anyone may go into someone else's field to pick and eat the produce growing in it, as it discusses in Sefer Shemot, chapter 23, verse 11. This Mishnah discusses how the Shemitah year affects the laws of a neder. Hamudar hana'a mechavero. If someone is forbidden by a neder to have benefit from another, the law regarding Shemitah is as follows. Lifnei Shvi'it, before the Shemitah year arrives, lo yoreh letoch sedeu. The mudar may not enter the madir's field, because the mudar is not allowed to set foot on the madir's property, as we learned in Mishnah 1. Ve'eno ochel min hanotot, and he may not eat from fruit growing on tree branches that hang over the edge of the madir's field, even though he can reach them without walking into the field. Since the fruit belongs to the madir, it is forbidden to him. Ubashvi, during the Shemitah year, and o yoreh letoch sedeu, may still not enter the madir's field. The land itself is not ownerless. Walking on it is therefore forbidden, as it is every other year. Now, according to biblical law, the commentaries explain, the mudar is allowed to go into the madir's field to pick the produce. When the Torah says that people may take the produce of others during Shemitah, it implies that the land where the produce grows is ownerless in the sense that anyone may walk through it in order to reach the produce. However, the mudar has the right to enter the field only for the sake of taking produce, not for any other purpose. The sages were concerned, therefore, that if the mudar enters the madir's field, he might stay there some extra time before or after he picks the produce, thereby receiving forbidden benefit from the madir's land. So for this reason, they did not allow him to enter the field at all. Aval ochelu min hanotot, but he may eat from fruit growing on tree branches that hang over the edge of the field if he picks them without walking into the field. Fruit that grows on Shemitah is ownerless and therefore not forbidden by the neder. Now, the law regarding the Shemitah year, if a different neder was made, nadar emenu ma'achal, if the owner of the field made a neder that forbids the mudar to benefit from his food, but not any other benefit, the law is as follows. Lifnei Shvi'it, before the Shemitah year arrives, yoreh letoch sedeu, the mudar may enter the madir's field, since only the madir's food is forbidden to him, not his property. Ve'eno ochel min haperot, but he may not eat from the produce growing in the field. Ubashvi'it, however, during the Shemitah year, yored ve'ochel, he may enter the field and even eat the produce, since the produce is ownerless then. That is then of Mishnah Hey. Mishnah Vav continues, Hamudar anam mechavero, if someone is forbidden by neder to have any benefit from another, lo yashilenu v'lo yishal mimenu, the mudar may not lend things to the madir or borrow things from him, such as animals or tools. Lo yalvenu v'lo yilveh mimenu, he may not lend money to the madir or borrow money from the madir. V'lo yimkor lo v'lo yikach mimenu, and he may not sell things to the madir or buy things from him. Borrowing and buying from the madir is clearly forbidden, since he may not receive benefit from him. The rabbis prohibited lending and selling to the madir as well, out of concern that he might come to borrow or buy something from him in return. Now, we learned in chapter 3, Mishnah 11, that the mudar may not sell something to the madir for its regular market value, because that is considered a benefit. Our Mishnah teaches that he may not sell him an item even for less than its value, although he does not benefit from doing so. And the commentators explain the difference between the two Mishnayot. Now, having mentioned borrowing, the Mishnah now discusses someone who makes a neder after trying to borrow something. In this case, neither person made a neder not to benefit from the other. The only neder involved is the one the Mishnah describes. Amar lo ashileni paratach. One person said to another, lend me your cow. Amar lo enah pinuya, and the owner of the cow replied to him, it is not available. Amar konam sadi sheni choresh ba leolam, and angry that he did not get the cow, the one who asked for it said, my field is konam in regard to my ever plowing it with your cow. Meaning he said that he will never use that person's cow to plow his field. If the owner of the cow then offers to lend it to him, the law is as follows. If it was the mudar's practice to plow his field himself, he is forbidden to plow the field with the cow, but all other people are permitted to do so for him, because when he made the neder, he was presumably referring only to himself, since it is he who usually does his own plowing. However, if it is not his practice to plow his field himself, Rather, usually hires workers to do so for him. Hu v'chol adam asurin. He and all other people are forbidden to plow his field with a cow. Since he does not plow the field himself, we assume that his neder referred to others. Although he said, in regard to my ever plowing it, he meant that it was forbidden for anyone to do so, since he does not usually plow the field himself. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody should have a Erev Shabbat Shalom. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.